and shine, dreamers. Another blessed and grateful day over here, Southwest Florida. The sun is shining. We are feeling good, vibrating high, ready to go and dive into the week. And today's topic, as you can see, this is a good one. This is talking about the power of fire, the power of passion. Come for miles, and people will go ahead and watch you burn. So this is a good one. I always love getting into this perspective because I believe every single one of us have a lion, have a wolf inside that is waiting to get out and show the world the potential of all of us. So let me know. Let's get a little bit of gratitude inside of the chat. How is everyone feeling for the week? Any words for the month? Any words of affirmation? Any testimonies? Any successes? Throw them down there. We'd love to celebrate you. Grateful for each of you to be alive, for God. Another day to go ahead and grow and prosper. And most importantly, coming in hot for April. The New Orleans convention, always one of the most explosive times of the year, and there's never been a better time than to go ahead and light this passion and light this fire. So let's go ahead and get into it for today. This is a big one. If you think about it, when you are looking around going to work, when you're going to the gas station, maybe even when you're going to the gym, pay attention to the conversations. And if you really start waking up, you're going to notice in a world right now, there is so much negativity. You go on the news, you go on social media, there's a lot of fear happening right now, right? Iran, people are talking about another world war. So it's not hard to go ahead and find any negativity, and it's not hard to find any misery. That's why they say misery loves company. But at the same time, if you notice something very, very special about the one percenters, they light themselves on fire, and just like a light in the darkness, people always want to see the light. Everybody wants to go ahead and be a part of that. So the beautiful part of this game that we're playing is to be able to do just that. When we start actually developing real discipline, and discipline is not doing the things that we love to do, even for me, really getting back in and gaining some weight. Discipline is doing the things that we don't necessarily feel like doing, but doing them anyways. And here's the best part. Any one of us, in a matter of a moment, can go ahead and flip the switch, right? Because at the end of the day, lives. I'm right there with you. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter who you are. Every single person experiences the ups and the downs. But at the same time, life would never even be life if we didn't have the ups, if we never had the downs. There would be no need for faith. Nobody would even need a need for belief. If everything was all go lucky, everything was all sunshine and rainbows. But here's the piece that I want you to notice. When you look at a wolf, when you look at somebody like this, when you look at a real beast of an animal, most of the time that's actually constructed through the lows, through the valleys. And I'll give you guys a perfect example. I'll never forget it. When I was launching this business about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I had one of the toughest times of my life, literally months before I launched. Months before I launched. My family was going through so many hardships. It was like one negative phone call after the next. I literally couldn't wake up without hearing something going on and having to go ahead and put out some fires. But I can tell you right now, it was that time in my life that really got me back organized and focused. So you know what? I don't have time for distractions. I don't have time for scrolling anymore. My family needs me, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. So go back and look at pieces in your life, and you might figure out and notice that the times when you had some of your lowest lows, you might have had some huge accomplishments right after that because there was lessons that needed to be learned during that time. And that's the beautiful part. Every one of us, we can take from these lessons, and nothing is a loss. Everything is always a lesson. So there's something to learn for any moment that's happening for all of us, and even myself included, taking lessons from all of the kicks and all of the uppercuts that's coming right now. So just something to think about. They understand that everybody goes through life. Everybody has problems, even the wealthiest of the wealthiest, from those that are iconic looking. Yes, they still go through things. The difference is they use that emotion to allow themselves to go in and light that fire, light their passion. So the days they don't feel like doing things, they went out and they did it anyways. They didn't feel like hitting the gym. They didn't feel like making that call. They didn't feel like doing the unnecessary. But they understood that doing this is creating something that is bigger than all of us together. And that's true service. Doing something that might not even affect us, but it's going to give back and serve the masses. And with that mindset, it will always inevitably have to come back. This is laws of the universe. So I love you, fam. We're here for you. And this is even for me. Things along the journey that I had to really take into account to realize that our story can go out and change countless lives with the trials, with the tribulations, with the things that's happening, to be vulnerable and authentic, to not have to be perfect. Nobody has to get on here and paint a perfect picture. Everybody is unique. Everybody has a story, and the world is waiting to hear your abundant story. So I love you, fam. If nobody told you lately, I appreciate you. I see the greatness. I see the value. I see the abundance that is here and on the way. And just know we are just getting started. And as always, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hands. It's game time, fam. Get to work.